All right, let's jump to it. Where we going?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Where we going? What makes Issachar right?
Knowledge.
Okay, give me Genesis 49 right quick. Let's read.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 14.
Let's start at verse 1.
Verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So this is Jacob. You know who Jacob is? Who's Jacob?
Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Who is he?
He the father.
Who is he though? The father of who?
Alright, so I'm not gonna sit up here.
I want everybody to hear you.
I'm not gonna sit up here and say
I'm
not gonna sit up here and say I know exactly who he is, but I've heard of him.
Okay, all praise. That's a humble answer. That's a humble answer. Jacob is our forefather. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Right here. Over here, big brother. He's the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. One of them being Issachar. That's his father. So during this time period, Jacob pulled all 12 sons together and said, what? Read it again.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
One of the first things he told his sons was what? Gather together. The same message while we out here teaching. We teaching to the 12 tribes of Israel. At this time right now, we need to gather together under one banner. The banner being this Bible right here. That you gotta, it's one thing to know that you're Issachar, right? But it's another thing to keep the commandments and really profess, okay, with your spirit, in your flesh, and your being, that I'm an Israelite. Because all Israel ain't Israel. You understand? Watch this, read.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So he called them all together. He said, I want to tell you what's going to befall you in the last days. You from the tribe of Judah. We got my brother that's an Issachar, right? Watch this. Read.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass.
So the first thing he told them was Issachar was going to be a strong ass. This is the characteristics of the so-called, who's Issachar right here? What name did the so-called white man put on Issachar? Tell me. Mexican. Where did that come from? Before that, y'all was calling yourselves Aztecs. That came from our oppressors. Just like they call us Negroes today. They call y'all Mexicans. That's a derogatory term. You understand? So he said the first thing about Issachar is gonna be what?
Issachar is a strong ass.
He said y'all gonna be a strong people. Think about the so-called Mexicans, man. I seen a so-called Mexican carry 3 2x4s up a damn ladder by himself. By himself on his back, bro, with no damn rope. I'm like, how the hell is this? Because why? He's a strong ass. Carry up a damn door, carry up a whole roof. The whole roof, and what's the shingles? The whole roof is shingles on the roof by himself. Because why? He says, your characteristics, you're a strong people. You're a strong ass. Watch, Rick.
Couching down between 2 burdens.
But he said the one thing that you was gonna do is you was gonna couch between 2 burdens. Who you think the 2 burdens that the so-called Mexicans bow down to? Who came over here and colonized, raped, murdered your people? The Spaniards and who else? European, that's the same one, and the British. They the ones came over here and colonized your people. And it says you gonna couch down between 2 burdens. Do you know Mexico, they just got their independence? Somebody help me out. What was the year they just got they declared their independence from Spain? Come on. That was just recently. Somebody help me out. Come on, y'all brothers, man. Look it up, bro. Look it up. They just declared their independence within the last century. You understand? They're gonna get the dates for you. What it was? 1821. Thank you, my brother. 1821 is when they just declared their independence from Spain. They've under all this time they have been sending money to Spain, paying tribute to Spain. Meanwhile, on the other side, Britain, the English, because America is just an extension of Britain, they've been paying tribute to the so-called Americans. That's why he said, what? Read it again.
A strong ass, couching down between 2 burdens. And he saw that rest was good.
He said one of the things he saw was rest is good. What's the siesta, my brother? Am I saying it right?
Siesta.
A siesta. What's a siesta?
Siesta party.
It's a what? A party? It's a party. He said I seen a siesta.
Yeah.
What's a siesta?
Shit. Same shit.
It's the same thing. No,
If you ask me.
When you sit down, you rest. You understand? They might party a little bit, but they taking it easy. Have you ever seen so-called Mexicans work a job? They might work 10 hours out the day, They get they break. What's the first thing they do, my brother? They sit, eat all together. They got their straw hats. They put their straw hats over their head, and they be gone. They might drink a damn Corona on the lunch break. This is Issachar. Read, come on.
And he saw that rest was
He
good.
said he saw that resting was good. That's in their nature. Watch this, read.
In the land that it was pleasant.
He said in the land, meaning Mexico. He said he saw that Mexico was a pleasant land. Read, come on. He put his capital in Mexico. It's called Mexico City. That was the capital. Watch this, read.
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
You what?
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
Meaning he was overtaken by the Spaniards.
That's right.
This is one of the curses that happened to who? Issachar. You understand? Jacob is telling this, he's illustrating this. This is what's going to happen in the last days to the Issacharites. Now let's see what's going to happen to the last days to the Judites. Give me that.
Bring it out.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Judah is a lion's whelp.
He said, now Judah, we also strong. We a young lion. Read.
From the prey, my son, thou art going up.
From that same prey that they had to bow down to, those Spaniards, the British, he said what? We went up. They took us into captivity. This right here happened to the tribe of Judah. This also right here happened to the so-called Mexicans, the Aztecs. One thing they got in common is this man colonized us and gave us this image. You cannot find this image in the Bible, but for some reason, somehow, the so-called Mexicans, when they go to church, they bow down to this image. The so-called blacks, when they go to church, they bow down to this image. Now, my question is, if I give both of y'all a Bible, where can we find this image? The all praise to the Most High. So if they lied, think about this. If they lied about this image being Jesus the Christ, what else do you think they lied to y'all about? Everything. Everything they have lied to y'all brothers about. This is what we bringing out now. It's one thing to know, because my brother right here, what's your name again? Jaheem. It's one thing to know, because when you came up, you said, I already know all this. I know all this. But me looking at you,
Not all of it.
now I understand, but look, just the same thing. Y'all got the same spirit. Y'all bearing witness to the same spirit. I know I'm an Issachar, right? I know all this, but if I'm looking at you, you look like just a regular Negro ripping and running the street. You look like just a regular so-called Mexican ripping and running the street. When I see an Israelite, when I'm looking, and to me, to identify Israelite, I got to see a beard on their face. I got to see fringes on their clothes. This let me know, okay, you know what? This brother got his mind right. This brother is professing to himself that guess what? I'm an Israelite. And what's required of me? Keep the commandments. You understand? Watch this, Rick.
He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
This is what happened to the Judites. Back in the 1960s, when the black man started to say what? I'm a man. We started to stand up against oppression. You had the likes of like Martin Luther King, Huey Newton with the Black Panthers. You had all these, give me some Mexican, the Brown Berets. You had all these people that started to come back and say, you know what? I'm a man. I'm not a damn slave. You understand? That's why he said we crushed as a lion. We was ready to attack America. We got tired of the BS that was going on with us. But watch this. Something happened.
Who shall rouse him up?
Read it again.
He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
But something happened. We got old. Whenever you see an old lion in nature, right? What's the characteristics of an old lion in nature?
He already know his place.
He give it up.
He knows his place.
He ain't trying to fight for no more territory. He know he know I'm a scavenger at this point. Whatever I get, however it come, that's how it come. But I can't hunt. This is the characteristics that he said about the so-called black man in America. He said at one point we were standing up for ourselves, but then all of a sudden we became an old lion. We know our place. You understand? Watch this. And he said, who and what?
Who shall rouse him up?
Now he's saying, who's going to rouse both of y'all up, man? Who's going to rouse y'all up in these last days to show, hey, you're an Israelite. You got to keep the commandments. Who's going to rouse you up? The black Messiah. What's the black Messiah? Give me that in Joel chapter 2 and the last verse right quick. This is the prophecy that was going to happen in these last days, man. Christ said something heavy. What did he say? Give me Joel chapter 2. There you go. Come on. Right there. And let's look at verse 32.
Joel chapter 2 verse 32. Yep. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance.
Read it one more time.
For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem.
Oh, no, that ain't what I want. 28, verse 28.
Verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all
He
flesh.
said, this is what's going to come to pass. He said, you know, it's going to come to pass one day in the future, after Joel was walking the earth, that he going to pour his spirit back on all flesh. All flesh is going to start to remember when he poured his spirit back. Hey, damn, I'm not a Mexican. I'm not a Negro. I'm not an African American. I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Issachar. Now, we're coming with that, you got to keep the God's commandments. Because if you don't keep God's commandments, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think it's a judgment for what this so-called white man did to y'all foreparents?
Oh, yeah. It's written.
Okay, you said, oh yeah, hold on one second. Stay right there, brother, stay right there. Let's ask the Issachar brother. Let's ask our Northern Kingdom brother.
Gotta be.
What do you think the judgment should be?
Bring it
What do
up.
I think it should be?
According to the Bible.
Hey,
Bring it up.
whatever it say.
Whatever it say?
I ain't the one to call it.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't know it. I don't know it.
Okay, watch this. Give me Revelations. Watch this.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
First of all, he says, if you got an ear, let them hear. Because there's a lot of people running around with ears on the side of their head, and they ain't paying attention to a damn thing. We've been out here for about an hour, right? And we only have 4 people stop, and we teaching people about the reality of life. What does life really mean? A lot of our people don't even know why they here, why they exist. Why is the sun, the star, and the moon? How come the sun is at a perfect distance where it's not burning the earth or too far away where this is not freezing over? A lot of people don't realize and don't understand that. You understand? So he said what? Read it again.
If any man have an ear.
So he's telling you, if you got an ear, if you got the capability to listen to my words, read.
Let him hear.
He said you better hear. You better listen. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
The same person that led both of y'all. Hold this. Give me Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. He said, if you lead the people into captivity, because our so-called Hispanic brothers and sisters, y'all was led into captivity in Spain, Portugal. They took y'all to that side of the world. When they took our so-called Hispanic brothers over to Portugal, to Spain, before they made their way back to America, they made a little stop on the Gold Coast, which is the west coast of Africa, and guess who they picked up? Negroes. And brought you back over here. All of us fit the same curses. Watch this, read.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
You make up the children of Israel, the so-called Northern Kingdom. Watch this, read.
Were oppressed.
Come on, read it again.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
Judah, you make up the 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. This is the children of Judah. The rest of the 10 tribes are the children of Israel. Watch what the Bible say. Read it again.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
He said both of y'all, meaning all 12 tribes. Read.
Were oppressed together.
Or what?
Were oppressed together.
He said all 12 tribes is going to come a point where y'all both oppress together. Go back to Revelations. For that oppression, Christ came back and said, guess what? It's going to be a judgment. He that have an ear, let him hear. Watch, read.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So if you lead a nation, oppress a nation in the same land, lead them into captivity, what's the judgment?
Was it death?
No, read it again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
What's the judgment?
Captivity.
Captivity. Because you don't want to just knock them out quick. Understand, when Christ come back, when he cracked that sky and we leave America, when America is burning, because America is going to burn from nuclear warfare. This is what y'all don't understand. China right now and Russia are aligning themselves up to come against America. The EU is going to turn on America. Bombs is going to drop in America. Once those bombs drop, Christ is going to deliver those who have an ear that's listening to this Bible. So when that happens, he said, we're not killing everybody. Somebody, when I take my children back to Jerusalem, somebody got to build up Jerusalem. We can't just kill everybody because that means we're going to be working. Hell no. It said what? He that killeth with the sword. Read it again.
he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
You gotta go into captivity. You gotta serve as we serve. How did we serve when we came over here on the plantations? We was picking cotton, sugar, you know, what else was we picking? Tobacco. We was picking everything that you can imagine. Our mothers was breastfeeding their children. You understand? Listen to what the Bible is saying. He that what?
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword.
It says, he that killeth with the sword. Name how many young black men have been killed with a sword since you can remember. In the last, just say 2 months.
Wow.
You got Rasheed Carter. Give me some more. I'm going to just name off the top of my head. You got the likes. Let's go longer than 2 months. Because we somehow, and we guilty of this too, we have become desensitized to the atrocities that's going on to our people. Because there's so many names that pop up month after month after month, you forget when Trayvon Martin, it hits you. When Eric Gardner happened, when he got strangled for selling, he was selling loose stem cigarettes, which he had no business of doing, but that still hit you. You understand? When you had Sandra Bland, who was murdered in police custody, that hit you. So from all those instances where you had young black people die from the hands of white people, you understand, we have become so desensitized that damn, we don't even remember the names of the last 10 days. It's probably been about 50 brothers.
Right.
They just found, have y'all heard of Rasheed Carter?
The one in Tennessee?
The one in Memphis, Mississippi, where they hunted this young brother. They hunted this young brother down. They killed him, scalped him, cut his head off, bro, and they still finding body parts to this day. The only way that the mother found out that they found his spleen 100 miles away was through a damn email. So the Lord is saying, what? Read it again.
He that killeth with the sword.
If you kill us with a sword,
Must be killed with the sword.
the so-called white man has to die with a sword. That's the judgment. And all you Negroes got to learn that. You got to wake up out of this false narrative that you're free here in America. When you wake up and go to work every day, that is a token that your ass is still a slave. And this is what these Christian pastors is not teaching us. They're not teaching us this. But the Israelites is out here hitting the highways and byways, and we telling you the truth according to the Bible. The truth of life. Now, it's up to y'all, brothers. Because the scripture says, give me Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 17 and 18, please. I'm going to leave y'all with this one scripture.
Bring it up.
Ezekiel 3 and 17. My brother, you in the spirit, bro. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 3.
In the spirit too. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. Son of man,
I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. This is the calling to the young blacks and Hispanics. He said he's making us a watchman to the children of Israel. Because our watchman right now, Jesse Jackson, what the hell is he doing for our community? What the hell is Al Sharpton doing for our community? Huh? They're just smiling. What? Give me some Hispanic saviors, supposed to be saviors, man. Do y'all even have any?
Yes.
Who are they? Oh man, the Pope. Damn. What are they doing for y'all community? They can't even name none. Read it again.
son of man, I have made thee a watchman.
So he's telling the children of Israel, son of man, because his calling is to the men. We out here for the men. We not out here for the women. Gonna fall in line when we get ourselves together. But we out here for you men to change your life, because you were put on this earth to be a watchman for your people. Watch this. Read.
Unto the house of Israel, therefore, hear the word at my mouth.
Therefore, we got to listen and we got to learn this Bible. Hear the word at his mouth. This is the mouth of God. Read.
And give them warning.
And give them what?
Give them warning.
Our whole purpose on this earth is to warn y'all. We know the terrors of the Lord. That's why we come out here to persuade you. Because we understand when Christ crashed that sky, everything that they did to us is a judgment. They're going to be killed with nuclear fire. They're going into chains. If you don't want that judgment, the scriptures is telling you, you better listen to the watchman. You better take your rightful place on this earth as a watchman over the 12 tribes of Israel. Read it again.
And give them warning from me
when I say unto the wicked,
Watch this.
thou shalt surely die. He said, when he say to the wicked, those that are not keeping the commandments, what he say? Thou shalt surely die. If you don't have fringes on your clothes, if you're not keeping the Sabbath, what he say? Thou shalt surely die. You're going to get put to death, bro. You're going to get put to death. If you smoking weed, if you fornicating, you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, you're going to be put to death.
Right.
And the death is going to come so quick, you're not even going to realize what the hell is going on. You understand? Read, come on. And thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked. But if you don't give him warning, this is why we out here teaching. This is why we come out here every day and teaching, because the Bible says if we don't give you warning that you're going to die if you stay in fornication, if you stay in these churches, if you celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, you're going to die. Read. From his wicked way to save his life. What we trying to do? To save his life. What is the black man out here and the Hispanic man out here trying to do? Save his life. We're trying to save y'all brothers' lives, bro. We're trying to save y'all brothers' lives. Read, come on. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. If you don't listen to us, you're still going to die in our iniquity. Read. But his blood will I require at thine hand. But the Lord said, because I created you and I know you from the womb, and I ordained you a prophet, the only reason why I sent you back to this earth was to warn the children of Israel. Even if you don't listen to me, you're going to die. If I don't teach this Bible, if we don't come out here every day, the Lord said I'm going to require their blood of our hands. So we got to come out here and teach this word. Read, come on. Yet, if thou warn the wicked. Yeah, if you warn the wicked, which is what we doing, read. And he turn not from his wickedness, nor from the wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. Damn, go ahead. But thou hast delivered thy soul. But he said we delivered our souls. So you know what? It's not really up to us. If you listen to us, it's not really up to us. If you think that we crazy, you think that we fools. Listen, the Bible says if you don't listen to the watchman that I sent you, you're going to die. But in us giving you warning and teaching you who you are, we delivering our souls.
That's right.
That's why we out here, bro.
Who is that?
Give me Revelations 1:14.
No. Because, and this ain't to go against you. I got two.
No. I want you on the mic because I want people to hear you.
Because you say, where was this picture in the Bible?
Yep.
And so my thing is like, where is this picture?
Okay, that's a good question. That's it.
Hold on, that's my first question.
Okay. Can I answer your first question before you do your second one? Okay, just hold on to your second one. So the brother asks, I made a statement. This image is not in the Bible. Period. You can't find it. So if this image is not in the Bible, and I'm professing that this is a depiction of what's in the Bible, I have to give me that in Thessalonians 5 and 22. 22. Watch this. 21, I think it is. First Thessalonians, go back. It's towards Titus. Let me see. Yep. No, here we go. First Thessalonians 5. Let's read verse 21. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Watch this. Prove all things. What the Bible say? Prove all things. That's the commandment. The commandment says we got to prove all things. So if I make a statement, I say this is a closer depiction to what's in the Bible, we got to go to the Bible and show you what it is. Watch this. Let's go to Revelations 1:14, please. Let's read 1:1. Revelations chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. So this is the revelation, meaning this is the revealing of Jesus the Christ. Watch this. Let's read verse 10. Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. He said this is the revelation that God gave unto his servants to show things that must come to pass. Listen to what God gave unto John of things that must come to pass. Verse 10. Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. John said he was in the spirit on the damn Sabbath. Watch this, read. And heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. So John said, I heard behind me a trumpet. And the trumpet was so loud, and all I could hear was, I am Alpha and Omega, meaning I'm the first and the last. Watch this, read. And what thou see. What you see, John, what you see with your eyes, John. write in a book. He said, I need you to write this down in a book, because it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have an Issachar, right, on 87th and Blue Ridge that's gonna come up and gonna say, how the hell do you know what this man look like? So he told John, he said, John, listen, what did he tell him to do? What thou seest, write in a book. He said, what you see, I need you to write it in a book. Let's see what John wrote. Verse 14. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool. The brother said his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is what John wrote down. So the first thing he wrote down, look at this. Who got woolly hair? Come on, Briggs. Come on. Who got woolly hair?
You said what?
He read it again for the brother. His head and his hairs were white like wool. The first thing he documented that he had woolly hair, and it was pure white. Who's a closer depiction? Say it loud, bro. That one right there. He wrote down white and woolly hair because the head on his hair and his beard, because Christ had a beard, was pure white. Just like you got the white strings in your hair. It's coming. Lord's will. Lord's will, you keep the commandments and it means something. Watch this, read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Listen, it said his eyes was like a flame of fire. His eyes was red because he drank wine in moderation. Look at his eyes right here. What color is my man's eyes, man?
Same as the sky.
Same as the sky. What color is his eyes? When we drink, when so-called African Americans, because Christ would be considered an African American today. Right. When we drink wine, what color do our eyes turn? Bloodshot red. That's right. We drink a little wine in moderation, our eyes turn red. And we get to looking at the damn Israelites and marveling over their damn unbelief. Watch this, read what you got.
And his eyes as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Now he looking down at his feet. He said his feet was like brass. What color is brass, bro?
Like brown.
Like brown. Watch this, it's gonna get even heavier. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So the only way John can explain this thing, he said, man, his feet was like brass, like bronze, and it looked like they put the bronze in the damn oven, in a furnace. If you pull anything out of the oven, what color is it? It's gonna be black. It's black. Christ was a very black man with woolly hair. That's what he was trying to show you, brother. Don't be ashamed of the texture of your hair. It don't matter. Don't be ashamed of the texture of your hair. The black Messiah had hair like wool. If you have hair like this is what you should be ashamed. This is goat's hair right here. This is not hair that our forefathers had. How did so-called Issacharites get this type of hair? Because when the conquistadors came over there, they was raping and robbing your people. You originally had hair like wool. Just like when you go down to Mexico, you see, you probably got family members that's darker than me, darker than the darkest brother out here, my brother right here, with woolly hair. You understand? Watch this, from there. So we showing you what's the depiction. Give me that in Daniel, the Old Testament. The Old Testament. What's that, Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5 or 6? Watch this, bro. When we showing you, we answering your questions. I know, but let me ask you something. A question for a question. Can you go to your pastors and ask them the same type of questions? No, I'm asking you, can you?
Probably not.
No.
You probably ain't gonna get the same answer.
Thank you.
You ain't gonna get a direct answer.
Hold on, you ain't gonna get what?
A direct answer.
You're not gonna get a direct answer. Watch this. Daniel chapter 10.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 5.
Watch this.
Then I lifted up mine eyes.
This is Daniel talking. Watch this.
And looked, and behold, a certain man, clothed in linen.
So Daniel said, I lifted up my eyes, and I seen a certain man that was clothed in linen. Watch this, read. Because Christ had a body. Watch this, read.
Whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
Meaning talking about his girdle. You see how my brother's got the girdle on? That's what he was describing. Read, come on.
His body was like the beryl.
He said his body was like the what?
Beryl.
Go ahead.
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
Go ahead.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
He said his eyes was like red, like lamps of fire. John and Daniel saw the same man. Watch this, read.
And his arms.
And his arms now.
And his feet.
And his feet.
Like in color to polished brass.
Like in color to polished brass. Meaning Christ was a black man. Daniel saw him, and guess who else saw him? John. You understand? So that answers your question, bro.
That's right.
Precept must be up on precept.
That's
So my
right.
second question.
Okay, let's go.
I gotta get it right here.
2 witnesses, yes.
So you said if they lied about one thing,
Yep.
what else they lied about?
Yes, sir.
So how I know these ain't all lies?
How you know what I know?
The whole book.
Well, okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out.
Oh, okay, I understand. Let's.
Bring it
You
out.
gonna give it to you.
All right, you damn right I'm gonna give it to you.
That's right.
Let's go to Daniel chapter 28. Give me an Issachar curse.
32.
32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people.
When the conquistadors, we can stay here. When the conquistadors came over here, and they took the so-called Hispanics' children, right? They children, they young children. What did they do with them? Have you ever heard of boarding schools? They took your kids, and like the Native Americans, they took their kids and they put them through a thing called boarding schools, where they taught them. You know what they taught them? Christianity. Christianity. So he says, yo, what?
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people,
Go ahead.
and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
This happened to the Israelites, and he said there was not going to be no might to get your sons and daughters back. You ask any of your ancestors, any of your grandmothers, grandparents, do they know anything about history? What happened? Ain't even think about it. When you turn on the news today, right? Donald Trump just built a damn a wall. I forgot how many feet it was, all the way across Texas, right? And when he built this wall, he took sons and daughters of so-called Mexicans, put them in cages, took them away, put them in cages, and sent their parents back to Mexico. This is one of the curses that the Bible said was going to happen to your people repeatedly, over and over and over again, till you get right, till you start keeping the commandments. He said, what? Read it again.
And thine eyes shall
Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people,
Go ahead.
and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
It's a lot of people to this day, a lot of so-called Mexicans to this day have not seen their children since 2018. Till this day, there's a lot of them. Because why? They parents, when they tried to come to America for a quote-unquote better life, because everybody wants to come to America because they think this is a better life. This is a great melting pot. You understand that you got the Statue of Liberty saying, hey, this is the way. This is the light bearer. You understand? Everybody wants to come here. But when those so-called Mexicans was trying to come over here, they was taking their sons and daughters, and they was keeping them, and they was sending them back to Mexico.
Bring it out.
That happened to your people, bro. You understand? That happened to your people. And it still happened to your people. I'm going to give you another curse. When the police get behind you, what feeling come over you?
I'm legal now.
Why would you say that? Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
My shit was just suspended.
Okay.
Like 2 months ago.
Okay, so you saying, even legally, right? You got all your stuff in order. When they get behind you, what you feeling?
I don't be tripping no more.
You don't be tripping no more?
Like my hair stick up. But
Yo, what? Hold on, say it again.
Yeah, the hair on my neck.
Warning.
Watch this. Give me 63.
Warning.
Watch this. We're showing you that the Bible is a true book. Watch what this is one of the curses to the Israelites. Listen.
Verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do good to you, do you good.
Listen, the Bible says as the Lord was going to rejoice over us to do us good, because when we came out of Egypt, he gave us everything. He was rejoicing over us to do good. Watch this though.
And to multiply you.
And to multiply us. Read.
So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy
He
you.
said, just like I rejoiced over you to do good, when you break my commandments, I'm going to rejoice over you to destroy you. And how am I destroying you? I'm not coming, Christ ain't coming out the sky to destroy us. The Most High ain't coming out to destroy us. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send another nation against you. Who's going to do all the dirty work. Watch this. Give me verse
5 or 6.
66.
Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Read
And
read verse 65.
verse 65. And among these nations
Among the nations, wherever you were scattered to, read.
shalt thou find no
He
ease.
said you're not going to find no rest, no ease. So when the police get behind the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, that's why your ears perk up. When the so-called, hey, what nationality are you, my brother? You white, right? Okay, all praises. Because contrary to popular belief, when you were born and Jacob was born, we was brothers. But for some reason, you started to hate your own brother. That's thus said the Bible. So that's why I'm asking and referring to you as such. So the Bible said what? To the Israelites, he said this. Read it again.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
To the Israelites, he said, when we get scattered amongst the nations, blacks and Hispanics, you're not going to find no ease. When the so-called white man gets pulled over by the police, he has a very different temperament about it. Right or wrong? Do your back of your hair stick up when the police get behind you?
No, not really.
No, not really. Why? Because he know this is my people. This is probably my cousin, probably my uncle. He's the sheriff. When you go to these little towns, and tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm not telling the truth. When you go to these little towns, the sheriff, deputy, give me some more of the ranks, officer, give me some more of the ranks. The who? The ranger. All these people are family.
Uncle Junebug.
Uncle Junebug, the damn trooper might be the uncle, the chief is the grandfather, the son is the deputy. This is what's going on in all these little towns, right or wrong. That's why when the police get behind so-called white men, they find ease in their spirit because they know, damn, my uncle is coming up. What the hell you pulling me over for, Junebug? You know this is my damn car. You wasted time. I'm supposed to be going hunting with grandfather and I gotta be out there in 15 damn minutes. Oh, my bad. I thought you was a damn Hispanic because you got tinted windows. I told you about that. That's the conversation that y'all gonna have. Right or wrong? Thank you, bro. This ain't hate. Do you think that's hate speech? That's not hate speech. This is just the truth. Give me Galatians 6 and 14.
Bring it out.
4 and 16. So, hey, what we showing you, bro, we just answered both questions. How you know the Bible is a real book? We just took you to the curses, and the Lord just gave us a spirit right here to validate the curses. All this is of the Lord. Y'all be thinking it's coincidence. Ain't no damn coincidence. The Lord is working out here in these last days, bro. Read what you got.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Or now, are we the enemy of God because we telling the truth? The truth of the matter is, we went into slavery. The Hispanics went into slavery. We went into slavery under the same European people for disobeying God's words. That's the truth. That shouldn't make us enemies. You understand? That's the Bible, bro. That's how you know that the Bible is a real book. Now, my question to you, what the hell are you going to do about it?
I'm probably gonna go to this address.
Oh, praise to the, what you, hold on, say it on the mic, you gotta say it.
I'm probably gonna go to this address.
Go ahead.
And just ask some more questions.
And ask some more questions. Give me Deuteronomy 30 and 15. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. Listen to what the Lord said, big brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. See,
Verse 19.
verse 19.
Go ahead.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
This is what Moses said, because when we was in the wilderness, we said the exact same thing. Moses, everything that you say, we gonna keep. We gonna keep the commandments. So Moses had to double back and say what?
I call heaven and earth.
He said, I call heaven and earth because it's a spirit. It's a spirit in the clouds. It's a spirit in these birds. It's a spirit in this grass. It's a spirit in everything that you see around you. So Moses said, I call heaven and earth to do what?
To record this day against you.
He said to record the things that came out of your mouth. To record this day against you. Read, come on.
That I have set before you life and death.
Just like Moses set before us life and death, the curses, how to escape the judgments, what we doing right now is the same thing. So we recording day and night right now, bro, against you. So this Saturday, this Sabbath, I want to see you at the school.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word